Make a way that's ahead of the curve. Horne-Ellstrom here, and are documenting my journey of what she's up to now as I transition from the brick and mortar world to the corporate world, and corporate world to the online world, and a little bit of back and forth. Today is day 1268 of documenting this journey. I started documenting it a couple of years ago now because I am visually challenged. Visually challenged meaning I can't see that well. And so instead of just keeping a gazillion notebooks, which I do, I always have I probably have 20 notebooks around me right now of stuff. Because writing things down, whether you can read them or not, helps to remember the information that I garner. So that's how I learned when I was younger. I learned, and you probably did too, by taking notes, writing down important things, and making lists. Huge list person. So instead of just making lists and writing everything down and having that be my sole way of retrieving information, nowadays I write to reinforce my learning and put it in my memory bank so I can retrieve it when I want to talk about something. So for example, today for Supersize Your Business, we were talking about one of my favorite sayings, and I forgot how much I love this saying, or this, maybe it's just a belief, an underlying belief that I have that I actually think about all the time subconsciously, but not so much on a conscious level. And we heard a lot of this, being ahead of the curve during COVID-19. Even if you've never in your life seen a bell-shaped curve before or heard the term, we need to stay ahead of the curve, meaning we need to stay ahead of the statistics and the cases. During COVID-19 and 2020 into 2021, we've heard ahead of the curve, and I think almost everybody probably understands, at least with respect to COVID-19, what being ahead of the curve means. I'm not sure that, I'm not even going to go there, but that's a good example of, we've heard the expression, we've seen the expression, we've heard the expression ad nauseum, but I still love this particular idiom and expression with respect to leadership, leading our field, leading our industry, leading something. To me, it's a great leadership idiom. And I talked about 10 different ways that you can be ahead of and stay on trends in your industry. 6 to 11 different ways that you can stay ahead of the curve, actually stay ahead of the curve to grow and build and supersize your business. If you're interested in that, you can go to the Supersize Your Business page on Facebook or anywhere you find me on social media and can actually catch the ahead of the curve idiom. And I don't know how long it was, I just finished it, but you can get the details of that. But what does this have to do with anything else or what I'm doing? Well, it has to do with what I'm trying to do with respect to the Get Up and Go Challenge, which starts August 1st again. I want to make sure that I'm providing information and tools and strategies and presenting that in a way that is not like everybody else, that's ahead of the curve, that's showing people and giving them things that they can use to know that no matter what change or what challenge comes their way, they can have the best possible result for them at that time. So instead of just dealing with change and challenges like the vast majority of us do, they hit us and then we respond. A change happens, we react. COVID-19 happens, our business gets shut down, we freak out, go crazy, we react. We don't have a format, a framework within us to automatically filter that change or challenge and help us come up with, on a subconscious level, the best possible solution for us. And that's what the Get Up and Go Challenge is all about. In 30 days, we install in our subconscious a framework, a process for dealing with changes and challenges that guarantees it will always get the best result. I like it. It's a good one. It's a good promise. And I love taking people through that process. Why? Because it's been so darn effective in my life. I definitely, excuse me, bad coffee. I need a different kind of coffee. So we've all had changes and challenges in our life, right? Some good, some bad, some ugly, some super easy, not really, beneficial changes in our life. But we tend to treat all of them as if they're exact same. So when something good happens, sometimes we treat that just as if something bad had happened. I think a lot of times, based on our past experiences, we filter the new experiences that come our way, and we assume they're all going to be either one way or the other, either all bad or all good. Now, if you've got a good filter in your subconscious, awesome, because you're going to always be looking for the lessons learned and the best out of anything that happens. But if you have the opposite filter, or a neutral filter, or a I don't care filter, or all the other different beliefs and filters you can have, you might not be getting the results that you want. You might not be getting the optimum results that you want. So we want to make sure that we go ahead and change that. Get Up and Go Challenge helps to do that as well. So our annual challenge this year is to do one thing every day that centers us, the All About You 365-day challenge, which is about getting to know ourselves better. And yesterday was about, and this quote, one thing about using somebody else's material as a framework for something that you're doing is sometimes they have quotes or ideas that are different from ours. Now, that helps us to stretch and grow, right? Which is the purpose of the whole exercise in the first place. But sometimes it just makes you cringe. Like, I think in past years there's been like quotes from Adolf Hitler. This one's from Hannibal. I gotta tell you, I have a problem with that, but it doesn't matter. It's still good advice. It's still sound advice. He still said something pretty wise. He says, I will either find a way or make a way. Well, absolutely, positively, that's a great idea. If you think you can, if you think you can't, either way you're right. Henry Ford, same thing, great idea. Similar ideas and messages. I'm going to figure it out come heck or high water. Nothing's going to stop me. If I can't find a way to make it happen, I'm going to make a way to make it happen. So yesterday we talked about finding a way to make it happen. Today we're going to share and find out how we create a way to make it happen. How we're going to make it happen today, something, anything in our life, and not spend our time and energy looking for another way to do it or somebody else's way to do it. We're going to just come up with our own. So we're going to take the experiences we've had in the past and we're going to mesh them together and say, okay, based on the experiences I've had in the past, this is the best way for me to handle this situation right now. And I have a situation with that with my son and granddaughter, which I will be handling today. And it's a culmination of the way that I have learned and the things I've experienced in my 61 years about relationships, and we're going to talk about that today, because I don't know of a way that I can find. I don't have the time and energy to, go seek expert advice on this. I'm just going to go based on my own experience. I'm going to pick and choose tools and ideas and thoughts and things from my past that I know have worked in a similar situation, and I'm going to apply those to this situation to come up and make a way, instead of waiting to find and study and learn and go find all the different possible solutions. I already have an idea based on my past experience, and this is the solution we're going to try, if that makes sense. So what else is going on? Getting ready for the next Get Up and Go challenge. I think I've mentioned that. And reviewing and looking at what and how to make it the best one ever. Every time I try to make it a little bit better, not a little bit better, a lot better. I add different ideas, different spins, different things I'm learning to the process. So I'm actually getting really excited about this particular challenge, because everyone that we do is better and better and better and better. If you're curious about what the heck this Get Up and Go challenge has been in the past, you can go to Facebook. I primarily record on Facebook because it's easy and simple. And the days that it's hard, and when it becomes too hard, I will switch to another platform. I've already got my next platform picked out. But for right now, Facebook is the fastest, easiest way for anybody to record any live video, at least in my opinion. All you need is a phone and your face or your mouth and a profile on Facebook, which is free, and you can be recording live videos today. No excuses. So in the Facebook Get Up and Go challenge, there's a page, and there's also a private group. In the private group, he used to call them units. I can't remember what they call them now. I have to go and look because it's bugging me. I couldn't remember yesterday either. But the old unit section, or the old courses, or the old way of structuring and formatting your information in a way that makes sense in the private group. And yep, you got to answer the questions to get in the private group, because we won't let just anybody in there. We don't want a bunch of spammers in there. We want people that really care about changing and challenging and making their life better and their businesses better, etc. So in the private group, in that old unit section, there are each of the previous challenges. So all 7 of the previous 30+ day challenges are in there. And it might even be, I think there's a No Nonsense November from last November? Yeah, last November. Every day in November, it was in between challenges, I just shared a piece of information or wisdom or something that I'd learned, a big lesson learned, a big life lesson learned every day. So I did that in November. So that's in there, things like that. So it's a great resource if you like or can stand me. It's a good resource to find out what the previous challenges have been about. Now, it's not exactly the same as what this upcoming challenge is going to be about. It's similar. We're going to talk about challenges. We're going to talk about 9 areas and aspects of our life and how we apply this framework to guarantee we get the best results for us automatically in each and every area and aspect of our life. So our physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, contribution, communication, and confidence. I added communication and confidence this year on purpose. If you've listened to any of my previous videos, you know why. If you don't know why, direct message me and I will answer that question. But it's pretty easy to figure out. So that's what I'm working on. If you have any ideas about that, any comments, concerns, questions, things you want to make sure that I bring up in that upcoming challenge, or you've got any comments, concerns, or questions about something else that you're trying to do right now in your life or grow your business, or got a lot of experience with pain and things like that, ask in the comments below. I like to be that resource. So if you feel like, all right, I've looked into this, it's this silly, it can be a technical question about online world. It can be a business question about the offline world. It can be a whatever question you want. I might not know the answer, but I guarantee I can help you pull that answer or the next step out of yourself. It's pretty easy, actually. So I don't want you to ever feel stuck. I know in the past, one of the biggest frustrations I've had is feeling like I was stuck. I hit a wall, and I didn't have anybody to ask at any particular time. Anybody else one of those people that tries to do everything by themselves? Yes. So I wouldn't ask. And then I found that as soon as I asked the question, especially in the online world, as soon as I typed the question in, all of a sudden the exact answer I needed would pop into my head. And so I've learned that it's important to ask. So if you don't feel like you have anybody to ask, please ask me, and then we'll see, and we'll make sure that you get moving forward on your next step. Because we want you to always be ahead of the curve, right? I want you to know that you can choose to always be ahead of the curve. All right, that's all I've got today. I have got a gazillion things to do, and my granddaughter will be here any second. So have a great day. And again, if I can help you in any way, message me or ask. You can direct message if you're listening to this on Facebook in the Facebook comments. Otherwise, you can find me, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom. I'm everywhere. I try to be everywhere. I'm not everywhere, but I'm on all the main social media platforms. You can find me there. All right, have a great day, and I will, of course, be with you tomorrow.